We got an MLB stream today. We haven't streamed MLB in like a month. But the MLB picture set up completely. All the games have wrapped up. Every seed has been clinched for all 12 of the teams. So we're gonna make our predictions here on that. So I'm thinking let's start. If I'm being honest, I think the national we'll go wild cards first, and then we'll go between each series after that.
All
Let's
right.
start. Let's start in the National League here. The Dodgers, who are the 3 seed, have home field advantage against the Reds, who just sneaked into the playoffs today. They lost, but the Mets also lost, and the Reds have the tiebreaker. So they were able to get into the postseason for the first time in about 4 years, I'm pretty sure. I think this is kind of a weird series because the Dodgers have a reputation to absolutely sell the bag in a best of 3 series. Um, like they did with the Diamondbacks a couple years ago. Um, but I don't think the Reds are as good as that Diamondback team was. So I think the Dodgers are going to win this one. I think they're probably just going to win 2 in a row. I think they're going to sweep the Reds. And I think the Dodgers are going to move on and play the Phillies.
Okay. um. Yeah, I mean, you look at the Dodgers, and I personally have a lot of concerns with the Dodgers. I just don't
Yeah.
think that they're nearly as good as they were last year.
Nope.
But the talent-wise, it's not even close. Who's the more
Yeah.
talented team? The Reds are basically. I mean, they have a good they have a honestly they have a good 3-man rotation with Nick Laredo, Brady Singer, and Hunter Green. I feel like that's actually probably their strongest suit because when you get into the back end, their back end pitchers aren't great,
Yeah.
but their top 3 are definitely solid. But if we're looking at the bats compared to the Reds and Dodgers, I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah. It's insane.
You got the
What's
MVP
up,
for the
chat?
Dodgers.
Yeah.
You got Freddie Freeman, who just is always great, and
Yeah.
Mookie
Freddie's
Betts,
always.
who
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's been very disappointing this season, and I
Yeah.
think
He has not had a
he's
good year.
the Dodgers will go as far as he is how well he plays personally, but I don't think that'll necessarily matter right away against the Reds
Yeah.
because let's be honest. I mean, I don't know how the Reds stuck in. I mean, so many
Yeah.
more talented teams that should have got the
I
last
agree.
spot.
I
I
completely
mean,
agree.
it just so happens that everybody fell off this year. Like the Braves sucked this year. The Mets obviously sucked. So I have the Dodgers winning in 2. I just think that actually I have the Dodgers winning in 3. I think the Reds will get a game.
You think they'll get
Uh,
one? I
yeah,
wouldn't be shocked if they got one.
I
I
think
also
they'll
wouldn't be
get one
shocked if
with
they win this
Nick
series
Laredo.
because the Dodgers have their tendencies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, we're not talking about going up against we're talking about going up against the Reds, bro. The Reds were barely 500 this year. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they have business being in the playoffs. I mean,
Oh no, I don't think they do either.
so
But
I think, but other than that, I think it's all Dodgers. So that's
yeah,
that.
I agree. All right, moving on. The other ML or National League wildcard series. The Cubs in the playoffs for the first time since 2020. They're at home as the 4 seed against the 5 seed Padres. Um, I'm a little disappointed because the Cubs got um, two guaranteed playoff games, but they're in the afternoon. Wrigley at night is something else. But we gotta take what we can get. So I think it's gonna be a good series actually. So what do you think about this one before I share my thoughts on this?
Um, I think that going into this series, I think this series they'll be good because they'll be fine because I like their 3 starting pitchers with Imanaga, Matthew Boyd, and Cole and Rhea. But
Hmm.
the injury of Cade Horton, I
Yeah,
think
that was
will
a rough blow for us. Rough blow.
I think that'll affect them majorly down the line because,
Definitely.
I mean, every game matters, especially when you get into the divisional round and whatnot, but so that's a big blow. And offensively, I don't have any problems with the Cubs. I mean, they're probably the best offense in the league statistically. And the Padres are weird, bro. They're so inconsistent. They're so up and
Yeah,
down,
they're a weird
man.
team.
I mean, I don't really know who they have as pitchers, bro, who can pitch, who actually is an ace on the team. Um, and I mean, Nick Pravada, he's all right. Dylan Cease is all right, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And I haven't heard anything from the bullpen too, even though they got Mason Miller. I haven't heard much about
Mhm.
that, which is really weird considering they made that their top priority this trade deadline. So I'm gonna go with the Cubs because I'm just a Padres hater, bro. I just
You're a
don't think
Padres
that
op.
I don't like them, bro.
Yeah.
They're way too inconsistent. And while they have a lot of talent, they've never put it together as these past couple postseasons.
Yeah, they
I
haven't
mean,
been able to, and I
they've
don't
had way
see.
more
Yeah,
talented teams the
I
past
agree.
couple of years, and they've just completely just sucked it up. So
Completely agree.
I'm picking the Cubs in two.
Cubs in two? Okay.
Yep.
Um, as a Cubs fan, obviously we ended the season off kind of in a weird spot. We just swept the Cardinals. We just beat I think we beat the Mets. Yeah, we beat the Mets 2-1 series wise. Um, but July and August was really rough being a Cubs fan. Like we were so good those first couple months, and then we just fell off the face of the earth. We lost the division pretty much. But I mean, the Brewers going on that win streak, like I don't know if we could have done anything else to help our case. Like they were just ahead by so much. Um, but this is a young team, very inexperienced team. But we have Kyle Tucker on our team, who's extremely experienced. We got a bunch of young guys who are stepping up. Michael Bush is an absolute stud. And I think our offense is just going to be able to overpower the Padres. I'm a little concerned about our pitching, bullpen wise. Um, but I think we're going to get the job done. Unfortunately, though, I think we're going to get the job done in three. So they're going to make me scared. I think we're going to lose game two probably. But I think we'll be able to get the job done in three and head to Milwaukee this next weekend, which is probably pretty nerve wracking for me. But
Mm.
give me the Cubs in three.
All right.
Okay, AL wild card, bro. This is really exciting. This is exciting. I'm gonna start with the Detroit Tigers as the sixth seed, who are the best team in the American League for the majority of the season, and then they just fell so bad. Crazy losing streaks, couldn't get the job done in any games. They head to Cleveland, who just won the division today. They're the three seed, all games in Cleveland. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think this is a really hype series just because of the fact that the Tigers sold their division like
Hmm.
that easy. They sold a first round bye and now they have to be on the road the entire postseason. Like I don't think I've seen a choke job that bad in like ever. Like that was really bad. Um, and the Guardians are playing out of their minds, and playing in Cleveland in the playoffs is really tough to do. So I think the Guardians are going to win both the games. I think they'll win two in a row. I mean, the Tigers have just been done nothing on offense recently, and the Guardians can't lose at home in the playoffs unless you have an insane team like
Mm.
the Yankees did last year.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I don't. I mean, the Guardians are obviously the hottest team in baseball. That
Yeah.
everybody's picking them to go for at the moment. Everybody has their eyes on them. But I mean, the Tigers are just a really well put together team. I mean, from top to bottom. Um, have the Cy Young. Have Jack Flaherty. Have Chris Paddock. I mean, their pitching. I mean, their pitching's not great, but it's definitely fine. They traded for, I think, Kyle Finnegan too at the deadline. I don't know what he's done, but it's
Yeah, I
probably
don't
you
know what
figure
he's
he's
done
got to
either.
do something at the deadline. And on the Guardians on the other hand, they're just honestly they don't master anything well. It's not like they have the best lineup. They don't have the best bullpen. They don't even have the best starting pitching, but they just are really great, play great together as a team. So, and they're the hottest team in baseball. So,
Hmm.
I mean, honestly, I thought the Tigers shouldn't even be in the playoffs, or I didn't even think they'd get into the playoffs, especially after losing that second game to the Guardians on
Yeah,
Thursday. But here they are, man. So I'll take the Guardians in three.
Guardians
Um,
in three. Okay.
Guardians in three. I'm concerned about the bullpen specifically without Emmanuel Clase and without the other dude who both got suspended. But
Yeah,
Kate Smith is one of the best relievers in baseball. You got Jose Ramirez, who's probably the runner up in MVP this year. He's amazing. Actually, no, he's the third. Never mind, but he's still really good. Um, yeah, man, I just think that the Tigers, I mean, are hanging on for dear life, and they have
yeah.
no
It's
momentum going for them.
nope. All right, that brings us to the final wild card series, a rivalry matchup. The Red Sox, as the 5 seed, are headed to New York to play the Yankees. Um, this is I think this is going to be the best series in my opinion. I think
Mm,
this might be the best series of the wild card just because it's a rivalry. Um, the Red Sox have kind of been playing pretty well. The Yankees obviously are super inconsistent and have they were doing really well and then they were sucking and then they were doing okay and then they were sucking again. So they've kind of been all over the place this season. I don't know how they snuck in as the four. If I'm being honest. Um, so I think this is going to be a really interesting series. Um, the Red Sox won the season series 9-4. So the Red Sox have kind of had the Yankees number this season, which is why I'm picking the Red Sox to win. I think they're going to win in three. I have them stealing it on the road because there's usually one series that happens where the home team loses, and I think it's this one.
okay. Um, as much as I hate the Yankees, bro, but I think I have to pick Yankees because number one, it's at home. Um, yeah, I mean they have one of the best home field advantages in baseball. I
Yeah.
mean they have very passionate fans, even though some of them are bandwagons, but that's not the point. Uh,
Hmm.
and they have probably the most complete roster in the American League, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You honestly, I think that Max Fried should have probably been a lot closer to getting Cy Young than what people gave him credit for. I think Max Fried's
Definitely.
probably one of the best pitchers in the game at the moment. I mean, you got Luis Heel, you got Carlos Rodon. I mean, you're starting pitching. I mean, probably like the best in the American League outside the Mariners, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll
But
get to them.
the Red Sox, I definitely have concerns with. Outside of Garrett Crochet, I mean, I know they've been playing fine, but do you really expect like Tanner Houck or like or Kyle Harrison to give you quality reps or quality innings? I mean, I don't. I'm not botting anybody on the Red Sox outside of Garrett Crochet when it comes to pitching.
Yeah.
And on the flip side too, I mean, the Yankees have. I don't know. I don't know if Judge is the MVP. I'm torn on that, but I mean
Yeah,
Judge is
yeah.
he's awesome, dude. I mean best OPS in baseball, and has basically carried the Yankees throughout the throughout his whole time being there. So I'm gonna pick the Yankees, and I'm picking them in 3 games. I
Yeah.
just think that their starting pitching is just absolutely disgusting. It's just really good.
Yeah.
So
I agree. That's good point. Good point. Okay. So that's going to bring us to Um, let's go NLDS. So both of us have the Dodgers playing the Phillies. Um, I would assume this is what's going to happen, but um, Phillies obviously will have a week off, pretty much. So I think that might be kind of a factor towards how they start off in this series. These are best of five. So I think it's going to be an interesting one, definitely, for sure. Um, and like the Dodgers, man, like you said, like key guy like Mookie, man, he has not been playing well. So I think like if the Dodgers will really want to win this series, I think players like him are going to have to stand up. Um, they're going to have to stand up and lock in, but I don't think they're going to, and I don't think they're going to have enough. And they're in Philly, which is a really tough place to play in the postseason. So I think the Phillies are going to win this one in four. I think the Phillies are going to win in four.
Okay. Uh, I honestly, I think this may sound crazy, but I think it's a disadvantage to have a bye in today's game
I think it kind of is too. I think it kind of is
because
too, which is why I think they have a slow
we saw
start.
it with we saw it with the Diamondbacks a couple of years ago, and
Yeah,
they basically steamrolled every team with the first. They steamrolled both two teams who had the buys. I mean,
yeah,
because they just weren't prepared. And I think that the Dodgers definitely have the talent. I mean, the talent's pretty even with the Dodgers and Phillies. I feel like,
yeah,
um, and I just think that I don't. The Dodgers are probably the most experienced team in the postseason. One of them, and they're going to be really tough to take out. And I get that they don't are not good when it comes to postseason, but I mean, in having Shohei Ohtani, man, especially pitching and hit now, it's going to be a lot different.
that's true. He's back to pitching. Yeah,
And I think the biggest X factor in this series is going to be probably Will Smith. I think if Will Smith can get the bat going at like the 4 or 5 spot, I think the Dodgers offense is going to be unstoppable. I really do, and
that's
Mookie
yeah,
Betts for that matter. So I'm gonna pick the Dodgers to win in five, mainly because the Phillies never seem to get over the hump. They haven't over the past few years. They don't have Zach Wheeler, or it's either Wheeler or what's the other dude? Some pitchers out for the Phillies for the year.
yeah. I think it's
So
Wheeler.
yeah, Wheeler's done for the year, and so that's obviously huge. And the Dodgers are getting all their players, starting pitchers back too. I mean, they got Yamamoto.
Mm-mm.
I think is Glasnow back and Altani's back.
I don't know if Glassnow's back, but I do know Tony's in. I don't know how much he's been pitching though. He's only been going a couple innings.
Yeah, but
I don't know if he's fully back.
even if you put Otani in the bullpen, bro, like that will help
Yeah,
them
Tony in the
so
bullpen would
much.
be kind of big. Yeah.
Because like the
Hmm.
Dodgers bullpen has like been super iffy this year, even though they signed Kirby Yates. They did all this stuff strictly for their bullpen, and yeah, man, they're getting all their players back at the right time. The Dodgers are so.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't trust the Phillies to win a series. I just can't. They've done it so many years, especially where they've looked like the favorite for how long, and they've just blown it. So I think
Yeah.
this year will probably be the same. So I'm gonna pick the Dodgers 3-2 in the series. So
Okay. Okay. So now we have the other NLDS. We both picked the Cubs to win the wild card, so they would be heading
mhm.
to Milwaukee to take on the one-seeded Brewers, who they went kind of crazy in July and August. They went kind of crazy. Month of September, they've kind of been a little iffy. They almost blew the one seed to Philadelphia, but thankfully they ran out of games to play, so they couldn't lose very much anymore. So um, I think this is going to be a horrifying series to watch as a Cubs fan because I hate the Brewers with a passion. They're my least favorite baseball team ever. I can't stand them. So I'm gonna be very passionate if this is what happens. Even if the Padres beat us and they play the Brewers, I'll be cheering for the Padres. I cheer for anyone who plays the Brewers. Um, I think this would be a pretty hype series, if I'm being honest, because Milwaukee, Chicago, they're not that far apart. So it's going to be 50-50 in both stadiums, equal hype. But like you said earlier, having a first round bye is a disadvantage. And especially when you have a young team like the Cubs who are extremely, um, uh, they love scoring. They score all the time. Um, our defense has been better. Our pitching has not been great, but our defense has been pretty solid all season. And I think if we somehow make it to the National League Division Series against the Brewers, I think we would win in five. I think we would. The Cubs will win 3-2 against the Brewers and go to the NLCS.
Okay. I honestly, I agree with you 100%. I think that the Brewers, when it comes to playoffs,
Yeah,
just
oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, like I said, I completely forgot to say this. The Brewers have not done a dang thing ever in the playoffs. They just have not. They've been super inconsistent, and they haven't been to a championship series like ever. I don't know,
hmm.
but yeah, okay, yeah. Continue.
So what I'm trying to say is that the Brewers winning at home games in the playoffs seems impossible. They never can
Yeah.
do it. It doesn't matter if it's the Mets who they played like last year. I think they played the Mets, or if it's the Diamondbacks a couple years ago. Just it's impossible. And they don't have Isaac Collins. I don't think they have Isaac Collins, and Isaac Collins is probably would have won Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt. Um, I don't. I think they have Mizorowski back in. I have no idea. Um, but I mean, the Brewers to me are just a really boring team. I don't. I mean, and they're a team that completely fell off in the month of September, which is not what you
Hmm.
want. And so, yeah, man, I like the Cubs a lot more than the Brewers at the current moment. Um, Especially looking at just comparing rosters. I mean,
Yeah, Michael Bush has been playing well. Kyle Tucker's gotten out of his slump officially. PCA's been doing okay. Seiya Suzuki has hit a home run in like 4 out of the last 6 games, so he's been locked in.
yeah, man. And I just think that especially when it comes to the starting lineup, that it's just really boring for the Brewers. Like Christian Yelich is all right. I mean, William Contreras is all right, but they don't have that player that can change a game.
Hmm.
And the Cubs have they have multiple, man. They have Tucker, they have Pete Crow Armstrong. I mean, you're just relying on basically Freddie Peralta to pitch 2 perfect games against this Cubs offense, and, I don't like that. I don't like the odds of that at all, so
No,
I'm taking the Cubs because the Brewers can't win home games, and, they probably won't ever win a home game in the playoffs, and it'll continue to stay like this. So, Cubs in 5.
it was fine. Great. Okay, that brings us to the American League. We both had the Guardians winning against the Tigers. So they're going to head to Seattle to play the Mariners, 2 seed Mariners. Um, I want to hear your thoughts on this series, bro, because I kind of got to think about this one a little bit.
I'm riding or dying with the Mariners, bro. Come
I know
on.
you are. I know you are.
Come on, bro.
I know you are.
Um, I mean, I picked them early to go to the World Series. I picked them to go to the World Series. I know we don't talk about that, but the Mariners completely stole the division from the
Yeah,
Astros
they
towards the
did.
end of the season.
And hey, hold on, just quick pause here. Praise be that the Astros got eliminated from contention. That
hmm
was one of the best notifications I ever got on ESPN that the Astros had been eliminated from contention. So I just had to say
Absolutely,
that. It was a great day.
absolutely. And I mean, man, I just love this Mariners team, bro. You got so many great pitching names. You got Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, George Kirby. I mean, your bats are phenomenal. I mean, Cal Raleigh's, everybody's favorite to win MVP. I mean, rightfully so. He's hit 60 home runs. and they just got a lot of power out there, man. Especially after their deadline with Eugenio Suarez and Naylor,
Hmm.
and I mean their bullpen's elite. Um, they got Andres Munoz, they got Cam Spear. I mean, it's pretty impressive what Seattle has built, being such a small market team over the last couple of years, and I think too that this is going to be the most energy we'll see out of the Seattle fans because
Yeah,
when's the
definitely.
last time they've made the playoffs since Ken
Um,
Griffey? Have they even made it? When they even
they
make it when Ken
they
Griffey was
they
playing?
hold on. Let me look.
Did they make it with Ichiro Suzuki?
Um, they hadn't won the division since 2000, but they made it in 2022. They
Oh,
beat the
that's
Blue
right.
Jays and they
That's
lost to
right.
the Astros in the divisional.
That's right.
So yeah, but they're the
Yeah.
only MLB team to never make the World Series, which is interesting.
Yeah, which
Interesting to
I
note.
mean,
That could change this year.
so I get most people look at the postseason um as of what team is hot at the moment. And even though the Guardians are really hot at the moment, I just don't think that they have the talent to compete with the Mariners. So, and if it was a 3-game series too, um, I would probably take the Guardians. But I mean, if a 5-game series, with all the depth of the Seattle starting
Yeah.
pitching, you can't really bet against that. So I'm picking Seattle in 4.
Seattle in
So,
4.
yep.
Yeah, I'm with you completely. Kyle Raleigh's my MVP. I mean, he's been balling all season long. Um, all the same reasons. I don't need to reiterate anything. Everything you said, spot on. I do think though that it's going to go to 5. I think Seattle's going to have to win it at home in a game 5, just because, like I said earlier, Cleveland is really hard to play at in the postseason, and the Mariners. This team's pretty inexperienced, so I think it's going to be a struggle for them on the road. But I think they're going to be able to get the job done at home and win in 5. So I have the Mariners making the ALCS.
All right.
Okay, so now this is where it gets a little interesting. Okay, so I picked the Red Sox to win. You picked the Yankees to win. So they're, well, either whatever happens there, they're going to go play Toronto, who's the 1 seed. They clinched the 1 seed today. Let's hear your thoughts on the Yankees and the Blue Jays potentially playing.
Yeah, dude. I just think that Toronto's not built for the postseason. I mean, I get that they have the start. They have like Scherzer and Shane Bieber and they have the experience, but like all their core players like Vladimir Guerrero, Bo Bichette, Dalton Varsho, like they've played probably like a combined 1 series in the postseason, and that was against the Twins. So they have no postseason experience, in my opinion. And I just think that their starting pitchers are old, and I think that'll show that in this series against the Yankees. And I mean, while Jeff Hoffman's great in the bullpen, I don't know, man. I I'm very skeptical to pick the Blue Jays in a series. Mainly because they haven't been looking great again either this month. They pretty much
Yeah,
blew what was a guaranteed division to the Yankees, and they were fighting for dear life.
yeah, they
And
they did not play very well towards the end, but they
it
won though
would be
today. So
it would be a much different story if they had to go up on the or go up against the Yankees on the road instead of playing them at home for Game 5. So I think I already talked about the Yankees and how Max Fried's a beast and all that. So I'm gonna pick the Yankees and 5. I just think that
Yankees in 5. Okay,
they have more experience than the Blue Jays. Um, they're they have more momentum going into the postseason than the Blue Jays, and I certainly trust the starting pitchers a lot more than the Blue Jays starting pitchers are. I don't think Max Scherzer should be a starter in the postseason. I just don't. So Yankees in 5.
okay. Um, so I had the Red Sox playing the Blue Jays. Um, this will be an interesting one if this is what happens. Um, they obviously, I'm looking at their season series here. The Blue Jays won the season series 8-5, and they kind of blew them out of the water a lot
Mm,
in their games. And the Red Sox. I mean, I think they'll win a game in Boston, but I just think the Blue Jays are going to come out hot. They're going to be wanting to get going. Um, but like you said, they're tough to pick um, due to their lack of recent success in the regular season. The Red Sox are obviously playing pretty well right now. Um, and this might sound a little crazy, but I think I'm gonna pick the Red Sox to win. I think I'm gonna
okay.
pick the Red Sox to beat the Blue Jays. I think they're gonna win in four. I think they're gonna steal one on the road and win both in Boston. So I'll have the Red Sox going to the ALCS, taking down the one seed Blue Jays. But I think that series could go either way. But that's just me.
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to go ALCS or NLCS first?
And let's do NL.
NL? Okay. So we both have the Phillies. Oh, no. No. Wait, do you have the Dodgers winning that?
Yeah,
You
I
do.
have
Okay.
Dodgers.
Okay. So you go first. You have the Dodgers and the Cubs in the NLCS.
All right. So I think that this is kind of a no-brainer, but whoever wins the Phillies and Dodgers is probably going to make the World Series. They're just the most. I mean, no disrespect, but they're the two of the most talented teams in baseball, front to bottom. They pay the most for their team, and I mean the success has shown this year. And man, the Cubs definitely have the offense. Don't get me wrong, but like
The Cubs
if we're
pitching is really rough. The Cubs pitching will be
yeah, I
rough.
mean if we're talking about a starting rotation without Cade Horton for a
And the
seven
best of,
game
and
series,
especially, well, hold on though. If the Cubs were to make the NLCS, Kate Horton would most likely be back.
would he? Okay,
I think he would be
okay,
back
okay,
somewhere in the series.
okay. But I mean, regardless, though, I mean, in a seven-game series with, Yamamoto versus Shota Imanaga for your one, and I mean Glasnow and Matthew Boyd for your second game. There's just a big gap between the two starting pitch teams of starting pitchers, and I don't think the gap for the offense, both offenses is not that far. I think the Cubs probably have a little bit better all around, but the Dodgers have more of the superstars for the bats at least. So I'm gonna pick the Dodgers. I'm gonna say that they win in five. I just think that the Cubs are a little bit too young to make the World Series. Just you just got to give them a year or two, man. And I think they'll get there in a year or two. But I mean, champions are usually ones with experience, in my opinion. So
Yep.
Dodgers at five.
Yep. So I have the Phillies and the Cubs. Obviously this is kind of a tough one for me. But I think if this is what goes down, I think the Phillies will probably win. Um, I think I think the Cubs will win two in Chicago, though. I just don't see us winning in Philadelphia. I just don't think that's possible because that is probably the hardest place to play postseason wise. Um, for all the things that you said too, our experience is really not there. Um, but I think we'll be there next year. I think next year could be it. I think the Cubs could be back next year for 2026. But this year, a good learning experience. But I think the Phillies will win in six. They'll take down the Cubs and they'll head to the World Series for the when were they there? 2022. That was the last time they were there. They lost to the Astros. Yeah. Okay. So I have the Phillies winning in six, going to the World Series.
All right.
Okay. ALCS. We still have our opposite picks here, but we both have the Mariners in. You have them against the Yankees. I have against the Red Sox. Um, The Mariners, man, they've been waiting. Mariners fans, you've been waiting a long time. You've been waiting a dang long time. So I think that's it for y'all. I think your energy, the last couple of years have been good learning experiences. Now you got Cal Raleigh, who's really that guy, and I think he's going to be able to ball out against whoever they play. And I think the Mariners are going to the World Series regardless of what happens. Um, I think they're going to win. I think they'll win in five. I think the Mariners will beat the Red Sox in five. Anyone else, maybe six, but I think they're going to win in five against the Red Sox.
Yeah, I think I mean, I obviously have to. I'm agreeing. I think that this team is just. I mean, they're different this year, man. They just are.
Hmm.
I mean, top to bottom, they're just a complete team. And they bought in. I mean, they're usually not the team that buys in at the deadline, but they put a lot of their pieces in
Yeah, they
for
did.
trade for Naylor and Suarez. So I'm gonna pick the Mariners in five also against the Yankees. I don't even know if the Yankees will get there. I mean, they have the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Red Sox. I mean, they'll beat up on each other for sure.
Yeah, they'll all be kind of tired and stuff.
They'll all be tired. They'll all play each other in hard series. So Mariners are going to be going to a World Series, and Ichiro Suzuki's going to be throwing a pitch there. It's crazy to say
There you
that,
go.
but
And Ken Griffey, both of them,
yeah, it's
both of
going to
them.
be crazy to say that.
Yep. Okay, so that gives us both our World Series matchups. Got the Phillies for me, Phillies and Mariners for me, Dodgers, Mariners for Jonah. So, um, I'll go first here. This was my prediction when we made our video about a month ago that um I had the Phillies and the Mariners playing each other. Oh no, I didn't. I had the Blue Jays, but then the Blue Jays kind of started to suck. But now I have the Mariners. So I had the Phillies win in that video. I'm going to stick with the Phillies. I think this is the Phillies' year. I think they're finally going to be able to get over the hump. Um, I'm pretty sure the Phillies would have home field um, if this were the case. Um, it's going to be tough to get it done for the young Mariners team. But hey, at least you can say you made it. I had the Phillies winning the World Series in five.
Hmm. Yeah, this is weird for me because on one end you got a team who's not experienced at all versus a team who's literally just won it last year, and the Dodgers, and but it'll I think it's at Seattle. Would it not? It'd be at Seattle, I'm pretty sure,
Um,
for 7.
let me look. Let me look. I'm looking here. So Mariners went 90 and 72. Dodgers went 93 and 69. So yeah. Yeah,
93 and 6.
Dodgers would have home field.
Dodgers would have home field?
Yep.
Okay. That honestly kinda changes my perspective on it a bit. Because it kinda reminds me of last year when the Yankees,
The
Dodgers had
Yankees were, yeah.
the Yankees looked a little bit better on paper, and everybody's hating on the Dodgers because they haven't won anything before, but the Dodgers had home field, and they kinda kicked the crap out of them. Um, I'm still gonna ride with the Mariners, though, because I just think that, the Dodgers. It's really hard to win it back-to-back years, even
Yeah.
if you're the Dodgers, and, I just think that they have a lot tougher of a path in the NL than in the AL. They have to go through, the monsters of Philadelphia and, Chicago or Milwaukee, so that's not fun at all.
Or San Diego. Like even if San Diego were to sneak up in
Yeah, San
there,
Diego always. Yeah,
that's
that'd be
San Diego always has LA's number in the playoffs.
that'd be yeah. So I just think that, I just think that, the Dodgers are gonna bar probably barely get into the World Series, and I just think they're gonna run out of steam and when they
Yeah.
get there. And I just think that, the Mariners, just I mean, are a great team, and I'm sticking with them, man. I think that I mean, going in Dodger Stadium too, it's they'll have really good batters for that ballpark and Suarez and Naylor and
Yeah,
Raleigh too. So they'll have and that's like a great ballpark for all those three players, honestly.
exactly, definitely.
Because Dodger Stadium's one of the most hitter friendly ballparks in
Yep.
the game. And I also think that the Dodgers bullpen it's very skeptical at the moment. I just don't like their bullpen.
Yeah.
And I love the Mariners bullpen too. I mean, it's cash money in there. So I'll pick the
Agree.
Mariners in 6.
Okay. All right, boys, that's gonna wrap up our postseason predictions. But um, every series, so like next weekend when the NLDS starts, we're gonna do predictions for those. Um, even if they're like practically the same, if they're exact, that's gonna be cool. We'll do more in depth um, based off of what we see in the wild card this week. But we're gonna do new predictions for each series, ultimately going to the World Series. But on Tuesday, I'm planning on live streaming the Cubs game, my live reaction to the Cubs game. Jonah might be in on it on dual stream, but he might be in school. I don't have school, so I'll be chilling. I'll be out of school. So I'll probably try to live stream that. Might be a little late, but I'm gonna try to get it going. Let us know what you guys want to see more of. We're gonna try to get some NFL content going this week as well. Um, and NBA starts in a couple weeks, so we're gonna try to get some NBA predictions going as well. So the busy season of sports is starting up, which is exciting. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you want to see in the comments, and we'll see you later. Peace out.